I'm Madeline Hotchkiss.
I'm Hallie Greer.
I'm Les Coleman.
I'm Carl Repke.
I'm Owen Zick.
And our topic for this workshop is prioritize and execute. So as we just said, the topic we chose for our BME workshop was prioritize and execute. So without further ado, we will begin. Here is our agenda for our workshop on prioritize and execute. We will begin this workshop by introducing ourselves and our objectives for this workshop.
Hi, I'm Madeline Hotchkiss. I'm a senior and I plan to attend Grand Canyon University and major in marketing.
I'm Liz Coleman. I'm also a senior. I plan to attend St. Thomas next year and major in entrepreneurship.
Hallie is not with us right now, but she is also a senior. She is currently undecided and has a future in business management. My name is Carl Repke. I'm a senior and also undecided, and I have a future in healthcare management and policy.
My name is Owen Zick. I'm a senior going to Grand Canyon University. I have a future in business and entrepreneurship.
Our objectives for this workshop are to better understand what it means to efficiently prioritize tasks one by one and why it is important, provide examples of what types of goals there are and which ones should be made, and to see how prioritize and execute may look in real life. We will also be showing some examples of what prioritize and execute should and should not look like, as well as some examples that have helped us with prioritize and execute. Up next, Owen will be introducing our subject for this workshop.
For our topic, we chose prioritize and execute. Prioritize means to designate or treat something as more important than other things, and execute means to carry out or put into effect. All of us have been in positions where we have had a lot of work and not much planning. This stresses us out as a group. When this happens, we need to work very hard to get back to a non-overwhelming environment. In this type of situation, we need a plan. Using a task list and prioritizing helps us stay on top of our work. And when you use a system to prioritize, you stay less stressed overall, which boosts the team morale. A common view in the business world is becoming detached. This means that you can stray away from using your emotions to make decisions. And by doing this, you can make the rational decision without a bias towards your emotions. Many business operators use this for leadership also. They tell their employees things based off logic rather than emotion. One thing that is important to remember is that you have to prioritize before you execute. Staying focused and getting your tasks in line will help you in the long run. This quote from Jocko Willink is a perfect example of what to do as a group. Observe, prioritize, and execute. Using observations to make a priority list can help it make it a lot less overwhelming when you need to execute. Without an order in the business world, it's a lot harder to succeed. This is why we need to prioritize tasks. Benefits of prioritizing. There's less stress, quicker work, easy to manage the workload, more organization, and it makes you or your team function better. The negatives of prioritizing. Hard to do if you're not already organized, and it takes a lot of time. As you can see, there are a lot of benefits to prioritizing and executing. It might take some time, but in the end, it's a major decider of whether you're going to be successful. Prioritizing and executing will take time, but you also save a lot of time if you manage yourself properly. Next up is Hallie, and she'll be talking about the importance of prioritizing and executing.
To be able to have the highest efficiency as a team, as well as reaching our greatest potential, we as a team need to recognize that it's really important for us to prioritize our tasks at hand, so we are therefore able to execute them to the best of our ability. Our team has been very good at making sure we are finishing our tasks on time because of the way that we are aware of the time we are given for each project, allowing us to divide up and separate our work. Many consequences arise if we as a team don't prioritize our tasks. We often feel ourselves getting stressed and uptight, as well as the fact that we feel more rushed. This will likely affect the outcome of our work, not allowing us to execute at our highest potential. Many high school students struggle with procrastination. It is important for us as a team that we recognize this and are able to not let that affect us, as we know our work will be much higher quality if we're able to dial in and prioritize getting our work done. We are all high schoolers with busy lives, so the idea of prioritizing our tasks is very important to us. Because of this, we are able to enjoy all the other activities and fun things we have going on in our lives. Next, Carl is going to talk about our goals.
Typically in organizations, the acronym SMART will be used when people in their organization are coming up with goals. SMART stands for specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time-bound. We will see on the next slide a couple issues on why these types of goals should not be used. The first issue with SMART goals is that they are not aspiring enough. SMART goals do not value aspiration when making goals. Their goals are not challenging enough, and more difficult goals would actually be beneficial. A second issue regarding SMART goals is that they are not discussed regularly. SMART goals are not discussed frequently throughout an entire year. This can more than likely lead to miscommunication within a group regarding the overall goals for a project. Instead, types of goals that are recommended to be used are FAST goals. FAST stands for frequently discussed, ambitious, specific, and transparent. For frequently discussed, goals must be frequently mentioned and talked about in meetings. For ambitious, goals should not be impossible to execute, but they should be difficult to some degree. For specific, goals that need to be executed are laid out in a more detailed way. And lastly, for transparent, all employees should see the goals for their project and know how to execute them. Here are some benefits of FAST goals in a group or organization. For frequently discussed, it allows for frequent clarification on goals, progress within the group can be checked more often, and feedback given can be used to propel the group forward in executing on their desired goals. For ambitious, there is less risk of people not pulling their weight, and performance and quality of work from people increases. When stakes and expectations are raised when it comes to goals, the overall quality of work is raised as well. So with more ambitious and difficult goals, people will put more effort into making sure all parts of each goal are met. For specific, there is less confusion for everybody when it comes to what they need to contribute. Confusing aspects of a project or goal may be an issue, so figuring that out here is crucial because it can help a group or organization create different specific goals that are better. And lastly, performance and quality of work from people increases. And for transparent, everybody is responsible for doing their part of work, and having transparent goals show other people in an organization what their goals should look like. When there are leaders in a project or group, leadership is crucial. One of the main things leaders have to do is detach themselves emotionally. When emotions are involved, it tends to lead to a sort of favoritism that negatively affects everyone in the group. Leaders must remember to not allow their emotions to affect any of the decisions they make when prioritizing and executing on tasks. Leaders need to think about everybody and decide what is the best way for the entire group to prioritize their tasks and execute on all of them. Leadership has been one quality of our group that has propelled us to lots of success in our projects. Through leadership within our group, we have been able to have greater communication that has led us to have more success in executing on tasks and goals. We have been able to prioritize our tasks one at a time through our team lead, starting conversations with us inside and outside of class. This has allowed us to voice our opinions on which tasks we should prioritize first and other tasks we should execute later. It has also allowed us to figure out if there are any priorities that need to be changed or altered and how specific and ambitious our tasks should be. So, all in all, goals are crucial to know and understand when in a group and prioritizing and executing on tasks and goals. Goals can make or break an entire project, and prioritizing on the right ones at a time and executing all of them is so important. Finding the right types of goals to prioritize and execute on help the entire work of the project as well. Making sure the goals we set and prioritize are fast goals and not SMART goals will help us set the right kind of goals for our projects. This will allow our group to set higher standards for our work and deliver higher quality work as a result. Lastly, leadership is extremely vital for communication and overall execution or output within a group or organization. Next, Liz will be talking about some real-life examples regarding prioritize and execute.
In teams, priorities are always changing. Our weekly meetings change priorities based on the client's desires. With good communication, a team splits up the workload evenly. A great real-life example is Warren Buffett's 5-25 rule. The first thing he does is document the top 25 career goals he has. This can include mastering new skills, achieving specific roles, or even starting your own enterprise. The second step is identifying 5 primary goals. These should be relatively impactful and meaningful to your career or progression. The third step is to devote yourself to achieving these 5 goals. This often means disregarding or postponing other goals to give these 5 your full energy and time. Another real-life example that we have used are something called project lists. They are the easiest way to split up work and set priorities. It is to set up for each person to have certain responsibilities, holds everyone accountable, and these are done weekly to keep the work manageable. Issue trees are also another real-life example. To plan out an overall goal for the project, to break it up into smaller priorities, and make it easier as a group to understand what we are researching. Next, we will be going into exercise and learning opportunity.
For our first exercise and learning opportunity, here is what prioritize and execute looks like in a business setting.
Alright guys, welcome to today's meeting. We have a lot to do today, so we need to get started quickly here. I'm looking at our agenda, and we will first need to talk about the tasks for this week. And then after our meeting, we received new information on our project. We need to talk about that as well. The new information we received is the location, the size, and the price of the real estate has also changed.
So let's compare our notes from the meeting last week to make sure we have the correct information. If we don't, we can also send them an email to confirm.
Yeah, I think we should also update our project list for the week. We need to find real estate that is within a certain price range that they gave us. The clients also preferred the location to be north of the city. So let's scratch all of the real estate we have found that was too big and north of the city.
I will add the preferences into the project list so we all know what we were doing research for. I think we should keep the other real estate options in case they change their mind. Let's prioritize the new preferences first.
Yeah, I put the top 3 priorities into the list, and I sent out a text to everybody in the group chat, so we're all on the same page.
Thanks, Carl. Those texts that you sent to our group every Sunday night really helped us to know what our priorities are and to be on the same page.
And comparing our new information with our issue tree and adding some more detail to the doc, I think these new preferences will fall under the categories.
Yeah, I like that. I think it is important that we are always on the same page at all times. And just by having a project list, we are assigned different tasks to complete by the end of the week. This helps us to stay accountable and responsible for our part and to make sure we all pull our weight. It also makes it easy to tell if we didn't do their part because it is documented each week.
Yes, every Friday we make sure that our project list is complete at the best of our ability. If one person doesn't do their work, they're responsible to finish it by that coming Monday.
Yeah, I personally loved using the project list and issue tree as a group. It really helped us keep track of the workload and keep it manageable. In the beginning, our issue tree made it easier and broke down our tasks. Our end goal is very broad, and it was hard to know how to start, really. But the issue tree broke it down into sections and questions that we were able to answer, and then we were able to focus on specific sections instead of it as a whole.
Well, that's good to hear that the issue tree and the project list are helping you guys out, especially with the tasks. But I think we should explain our issue tree in better detail.
Yeah, in the beginning of this project, our end goal was to find a firm to acquire or real estate to start from scratch. This was very vague and overwhelming at first because we didn't know where to start. We put together an issue tree that divided the goal into smaller portions so that it was easier for us to compromise. We broke it down into location, size, price, their different values and goals, and then we added more information to those specific topics.
Yes, this combined with our project list made a huge impact on our success over the semester. I think we can all agree on that. We struggled a lot at the beginning of the semester because we were not organized and didn't have a plan, and we tried to do the entire project together. None of us knew where to start or what our job even was. After our first meeting, we got a lot of information and felt a lot better about our project.
After the meeting, we really got on track and have been rolling ever since. We have had no issues or confusion with anything that we've been working on. Each of us takes the time to look at the issue tree and know what our responsibilities are. So with that, I think we should just start working.
For our second exercise and learning opportunity, here is a personal reflection of how we did with and without prioritizing and executing on our tasks and goals.
I would definitely say that prioritizing and executing on our work has helped our group in so many ways. I feel like by delegating workload, we were able to pull our own weight better. I also think that we work much better as a team now. We communicate more regarding our projects. We help each other on each other's tasks when one of us is struggling or needs help. Stress in our group regarding what tasks to complete has decreased, and we each understand the weight we need to pull for each of our projects. I also think in general, we have grown as a team and become closer with each other, so that has also helped with our communication on what tasks to prioritize before others.
Yeah, I would agree that we work so much better as a team now that we have our own tasks, and we know we have to execute on them. I thought our midpoint went very well, and that essentially shows how prioritizing and executing on tasks helped us out a lot. We were able to take a city and do research on our own city, understanding what research to do. We would also help each other out when any of us had questions on a firm or potential real estate placement.
Yeah, I would agree. Prioritizing and executing tasks help our group out so much. For me, finding potential firms in my delegated city was very tough, but I communicated with my team on that issue I was having. I did that because I wanted to let them know what I was struggling with so they could help me in class. They gave me great advice and I was able to present my slides in a way that was helpful for Lucas and Alyssa. I feel like that is a great example of how prioritizing and executing tasks help me with our overall communication and execution as a team.
Yeah, and I would add on to that by saying that our project list has been super helpful in prioritizing and executing our goals. It has helped us know what we have to complete for the following week, and we as a team are able to split up the work evenly. We also have due dates on each priority and work stream. This is helpful because we know when to complete each priority, and we know we have to execute by that due date to help our team. The project lists help us from getting behind on our tasks and making sure we execute them all well.
Yeah, I would agree that our project lists have helped us out a lot in prioritizing and executing all of our goals. I would also say that our issue tree has helped us as well. Our issue tree was very beneficial at the beginning of the semester because it allowed us to initially delegate all the work we had to do for research and strategy. We were able to list out all the different tasks we had to figure out for our project, and it helped us give us a sense of what we were going to do for research and strategy. After that, we were able to look at our issue tree and delegate workload based on the issue tree. This helped our communication as a group, and we were able to move forward in our project and keep the ball rolling.
I think that's a lot of good information. How do you guys think we did when we didn't prioritize and execute on our tasks?
Terrible.
Yeah, honestly, it was super bad. We never knew what we were working on, and we did not make a lot of progress early on in the semester.
Yeah, there was that, but also the fact that we were trying to do everything together at the start, which didn't help us either. We were not delegating any of our work and not prioritizing anything.
Yeah, I feel like with big projects like the one we're doing for research and strategy and this workshop and all the papers that we have to do, we have to split up the work. at the beginning, we were trying to do everything together and prioritize everything all at once, like what Liz just said. But that ended up making everything worse because we didn't take our tasks and prioritize them one at a time.
Agreed. Yeah, prioritizing and executing has helped us become so much more fluid and efficient with our work, making sure we all pull our weight. I can't imagine how we would do if we didn't prioritize our tasks.
What would you recommend a business or organization for a large project?
Prioritize all of your tasks.
Yes, you have to prioritize all tasks and goals to execute them, all of them, to maximize efficiency within your group. It may take longer, but it is so much more worth it in the long run. Leadership is also super important within a group and organization.
Exactly. If there is a leader or team lead within the group, they have to be able to detach themselves emotionally. They cannot have any bias or favoritism whatsoever within their group and project. And to think about everybody in their group and what is best for everybody.
I couldn't agree more with all of you.
We hope you enjoyed our exercises and learning opportunities on prioritize and execute. Now Madeline will be going over our debrief and reflection.
When our group started prioritizing our tasks, we noticed that we were way more efficient and organized with all of our work. All of our work was high quality, and we would not procrastinate our work, which resulted in a reduce of stress. And finally, to conclude, when you prioritize and execute goals, you develop a work ethic that results in high quality and well thought out work. When you prioritize tasks, it results in efficiency throughout the entire group. And lastly, our goal is to exceed expectations, and we do that by not procrastinating, discussing with each other, and prioritizing our given task every day.
A huge thank you from all of us for listening to and watching our workshop. This semester has been a great learning process and has taught us how to work better in teams. We all have learned many things throughout this process that we will take to college and our future jobs. We have learned to find discipline and deal with each other in a respectful manner when things get hard. We hope you took away something from our workshop that was beneficial. Thank you.